Okay, so the next step is for adding some summary statistics values. So on the screen you can see different summary statistics values like total revenue, specific manufacturer revenue, last year to date revenue, as well as year to date revenue, and then some other tabular summary stats are also showing. But before going further, let's see how we can create this particular shape in Excel that is actually added in our dashboard. So in that case you need to use the Microsoft PowerPoint, and here you can see how we can make this shape in PowerPoint. You need to add the shape like this. While clicking the Control T, make a copy of this shape and then adjust this shape like this. Let's rotate it further like this. Then uh, select both of these shape and apply this operation. And here we have it. And then made some other Toastmatic changes to use this shape in our dashboard like this. Okay, so let's move further. Okay, so to learn more about the tube functions that is actually used in our dashboard, you can check out the link. So the next thing is adding some more DAX function to answer these measures, that is LYYTD and YTD. So in that case we are going to add some total YTD function, that is again DAX function. So these two DAX function, we can find the sales for the year to date and last year to date sales value, and using these two functions we are at the sale variance for year to date and sales variance percentage, and then you have to apply some other formatted changes, that is in this case is the currency and in this case is the percentage value. So you can apply these function in the data model to get some escalated measures. You can also check the mentioned link for further resources. So before making the radar chart, let's jump to the Excel worksheet and then made all these charts and the summary stats values step by step. Okay, so here you can see a pivot table is added, and let's click this field list button, and here the only thing that is used in this pivot table is the total sales. Here you can see only specific manufacturer sales value is showing. Here you can see the year to date sales value is showing, and here you can see the last year to date sales value is showing. So if you want to cross check this escalated measures with the Excel uh, implicit measure values, so you can do it. Let's say first add the slicer. So I'm going to add a air slicer. All right, so let's check it out, its connection. So you can see in this unit sheet this slicer is added, right? Okay, so let's click this 2015. So as soon as I click this particular year, you can see year to date sale value is 133 million, and last year to date sale value is 250 million, right? So this slicer is also added to this filter table, and I don't want to update this one. So let's first add its pivot table, rename as the pivot table my, just to identification purpose. Click this report connection. and let's uncheck this pivot table my option. And now let's remove this filter. Okay, so now you can see in year 2015 the total revenue is 133 million, and here you can see using the splitted measure its value is again same, and for last year to date revenue is 250 million, and here you can also see the 250 million values. So you can also use predefined implicit measures to find these stat values, but in this case we are actually using the splitted measures. Alright, so let's delete this slicer. We are no longer required it. So the next thing is to make the connection of these values into our dashboard text field or text values. So what you can do, so let's first ungroup it. Okay, so add the text box while simply clicking this insert tab. Under the shape menu, simply add a text box. And then if you click this equal to button and move to the unit sheet and click this cell and press the enter key. As you click the enter key, you will get the message that is this formula is missing a range reference or a defined name. So it means we need to first convert our pivot table into the OLAP using the OLAP tool format. So you can do it simply by simply copying the pivot table, then paste it, move to the pivot table analyze tab and click this OLAP tool and click this convert to formula option. And now you can easily link this cell value to this text box like this, equal to, and select this one, right, and then make some other cosmetic changes as you want. So here uh, you can see the this cube value function is actually very useful for making these kind of aesthetic looks. Further here uh, custom number formatting is applied, and this custom number formatting actually show the total sale values as the million, right? So you can use this syntax to show your total sales value into this million amounts. So this is actually also applied in this pivot table. Now repeat the same step for the rest of the stat summary stat values, and then simply link these uh, summary stat values into the dashboard sheet and apply these uh, font size and font style for these legends. The next thing is to add this table for each of the categories. You can see the year to date sales variance percentage value, and for adding this table you need to add another pivot table that is actually showing here, and here you can see the category is selected under the row fields, and the year to date sales variance percentage splitted measure is added under the value field setting, and here we have it. Then again copy this pivot table, paste it there, and then convert into the OLAP tool, and then apply some other cosmetic changes and make sure here you select the show values and percentage of grand total if you are using implicit measures. But here actually these values are already in the percentage sales value, so we don't need to show these values as percentage of grand total because these this measure is actually already been showing the value in percentage of the values. You can also check it from the data model worksheet, like here we have it, percentage sales variance value for year to date, right? And these are the some other escalated measures that is defined. All right, then copy this shape or move to the dashboard worksheet and then paste it here. So as you paste it, click this link as a linked picture, then you can see this value is updated automatically. If it is not updated automatically, then you can do it manually by clicking this equal to button, move to the unit sheet and select these cell range value and press the enter key, and here we have it, and then adjust it into the dashboard sheet. Okay, so these are again two shapes, that is the legend that showing the year to date sales variance, and this one is showing the year to date sale variance percentage for whole the uh, revenue values. So how we can add these shapes? In that case, you need to add an further pivot table that is actually showing the year to date sales variance and year to date sales variance percentage, and here we have it. Then copy it and paste it again and convert this pivot table into again OLAP formulas. Then you can easily link these two measures into your dashboard like this. This one is 117 million and this one is 46.64 percentage. Now you can also add these two arrow shapes, and for adding these arrow shape value you need to actually further create the pivot table. So this pivot table is actually showing the again year to date sale variance and various percentage as values. In uh, in this pivot table, this is actually the arrow symbol is showing using the custom number formatting, and there is the formula that the color of this arrow is green, and this is the code of the color, and this arrow is upward if this value is positive, then its direction is upward, and its color is red if this arrow direction is downward, and that's it. So you can use this code to show the arrows, and then again link both of these arrow into the dashboard worksheet. So in this way you can add some interactive or summary statistics information into your dashboard. So now the next part is to making the radar chart. For making the radar chart, move to this market share worksheet and add further couple of the pivot table, and in the first pivot table you need to prepare the segment wise total locations, and the second pivot table is showing the days of wheat for percentage of unit market share. So after making or preparing these two pivot table, simply move to the pivot chart, and then under the pivot chart click this radar chart, and here you can found bunch of option. You can select it on your own as you like, and this chart is showing the segment wise radar chart, and this one is showing the days of week wise radar chart, and then simply move both of these chart into the dashboard sheet, and you can also make some other cosmetic changes as you like. That's it for now.